Just the other week, I reported on two fine gentlemen arrested for fraudulently applying for fake Paycheck Protection loans in the amount of just over $500,000 for four either fake or closed businesses. And it was crazy that they thought that they'd get away with it. However, they were somewhat low-key in their attempt compared to the most recent story that we have. Because this week we have a whole different story. Maurice Fayne, who stars in VH1's Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, has been arrested and charged with federal bank fraud after inappropriately spending paycheck protection funds. Now, this story is honestly insane, and I can't believe that he thought that this would work. I read this story and it sent me down this rabbit hole that I think you guys are going to be really interested in, the research that I found. And before I get into all this, all my following statements are alleged facts and information based on the best available information I could find. I just got to do my due diligence there. So Maurice allegedly applied for a loan through his trucking company called Flame Trucking LLC. Now, Flame Trucking stated that it had 107 employees and an average monthly payroll of $1,490,200. So pretty large business to have that large of a payroll. Like, you'd think their name would be all over in the area, or at least, it'd be a searchable company. This was all according to an affidavit on the criminal complaint. Flame Trucking asked for a loan of $3,725,500. Now, United Community Bank ultimately actually funded this loan. However, they gave him a lower amount of $2,045,800 back in late April. So they actually received that loan pretty quick. This company received their Paycheck Protection loan faster than I received mine. That's a little bit disappointing. Moving on, because as soon as I read that it was $2,045,000, my first thought was, dude, come on, Maurice, you should have at least gone for less than $2 million. Because the other week, when the Justice Department and the FBI came out stating that they were going to perform audits on all Paycheck Protection loans over $2 million, Maurice had to have been sweating. I mean, you think he would have seen that and did everything he could to return the funds to avoid getting caught in this craziness, but nope, he didn't. He sure did. Maybe he was too far in at that point by the time he received that news. So Faye allegedly used more than $1.5 million of the funds to buy $85,000 in jewelry, including a Rolex watch, a diamond bracelet, and a 5.73 carat diamond ring for himself. This is what the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia said in a press release, just so I state my facts. But apparently, that's what he felt would be an applicable business expense. And on top of that, Faye also leased a 2019 Rolls-Royce Wraith and paid $40,000 in child support from these Paycheck Protection funds, allegedly. Now, this is the cherry on top. An attorney for Faye pointed to the considerable confusion about the Paycheck Protection guidelines when asked by CNN about the charges against her client. She stated, and this is a quote, there's been considerable confusion among small business owners about Paycheck Protection guidelines, particularly around the question of whether and how business owners are permitted to pay themselves salary or take an owner's draw. I hope these issues to be better fleshed out in the weeks and months to come. That was a direct quote from his attorney. I think it was pretty obvious what the Paycheck Protection Program isn't supposed to be spent on. I mean, I'll be the first to say, there's some gray area. There sure is. However, I don't think I saw a Rolls Royce listed under the acceptable expenses. I don't think I would have, just glancing at it, assumed that would have been acceptable, or a Rolls Royce or diamond bracelet. All Fayne had to do was watch this channel over the past few weeks, and he would have both been sure of what he could spend this on and how badly this is going to turn out for him if he spends it on bracelets and child support and Rolls Royces. So according to court documents, Fayne told federal agents last week that his Paycheck Protection loan was only used for payroll and business expenses. However, this week, agents searched Fayne's home, finding about $80,000 in cash, including $9,400 in his pockets. And then Fayne told agents that, yeah, he did use the Paycheck Protection loan to buy the jewelry. And then when he was asked if he used any of the loan on the Rolls Royce, he said, and this is a direct quote, "Kinda, sorta, not really." That sure sounds convincing. So this got me into thinking, okay, either Fayne has this trucking company and it's actually the size he says it is, and he got the Paycheck Protection loan of the correct size and then inappropriately spent it, or he lied about the loan size of the company or the size of the company in order to get a larger loan. Well, because the company is private, I can't find actual revenue or payroll numbers, so I went digging for the information that I could actually find. Searching for Flame Trucking LLC on Google, my first impressions are this is a small company. There are no reviews, no Glassdoor page, which if they had over 100 employees, there would certainly be some form of employee reviews. I mean, I have employee reviews on my company and we're smaller than that. Flametrucking.com isn't an active site, and the address listed on Google, 4215 Cobb Street, well, this is where the address leads. I'll put it up on the screen. So after doing a little bit more digging, there's a few carrier websites with Flame Trucking's business info included on the pages. Motorcarrieralliance.org is where I found this little interesting bit of information. Put this up. Yes, slightly lower than 107 employees. Also, because I technically own a trucking company, it's a moving company, but we're a motor carrier, I know that you can look up any other trucking company's information through the DOT. So here's what I found. They're not even an authorized carrier. They've registered, but they're not authorized. It's not looking like the biggest company. From there, that led me to another address listed on the DOT page, 330 Midstate Trucking Plaza, where another trucking company called JVL Trucking is located. And I looked up the entity information of this LLC, and Fayne is not an owner of this company, so it's hard to determine the connection here. I can only make assumptions from this point, and this led me down some other rabbit holes that would all just be completely assumptions, so I'm not going to include them. However, based on my educated opinion, I deem this business size to be completely phony. So this is just the second of many unfortunate arrests that we'll likely see under this program, and all silliness aside, I know I've been joking about this a little bit, it is seriously extremely disappointing that people are willing to try and extract funds from this program, knowing that literally millions of small businesses need this money to survive. And not only the small businesses that need the money and the small business owners, but all the employees that are attached to those businesses. $2 million could fund 20 very small businesses, keep them afloat, and this guy probably received his funding in the first round when there was all these other small businesses that are closed and just need the funding. And it's just really disappointing to see this. I know, like I said, I kind of make jokes out of these things, but it is serious and very disappointing to see people trying to take advantage of the system. So that's all the reporting that I have on this. Until next time, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please give this video a like, maybe even click subscribe. Why not? Until next time, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.